South Park, the fractured but whole. Alright, it was a sequel to The Stick of Truth, and I would genuinely say, and I can say this having just come from playing Persona 3, I can genuinely say it has RPG chops. It's a good game. Not only is it like funny and it's just fun, you know what I mean? But it's also a good, well-designed game. I usually tend to play things that are like serious and dark and, you know, bleak and everything like that. Even with shows, like I usually watch like dark dramas and stuff like that. And once in a while, I'll watch something funny or something stupid, and I'll just laugh and I'll just enjoy myself. You know what I mean? And then I remember, I'm like, why don't I do this more often? You know what I mean? But I always lean towards like really like hard-hitting stuff. You know what I mean? South Park was just a joy. You know what I mean? It was funny. And they did a good job of fucking telling a ridiculous story that, you know, you create your character, you're the new kid in town, and you know they're doing this spin on the whole like Marvel extended universe or whatever. So they're doing their own superhero extended universe, you know, and they're lampooning the fucking whole Marvel shit and everything like that. And it's just funny. You pick your class, and, you know what I'm saying? It kind of reminded me of Costume Quest. Now, Costume Quest, I'll do a video about this around Halloween because it's basically a tradition at this point. I almost play that like damn near every Halloween. But Costume Quest, it's just a cute, charming little turn-based RPG where you collect costumes, and that's like the class that you're playing, like a ninja costume. And you'll be in the world like walking around as just like a little kid. And then when the battle starts, you actually turn into that fucking ninja and you look so cool. You know what I'm saying? I love Costume Quest. So South Park, it really gave me the vibes from that. So I was set up to like it, really. You know, there's actually puzzle solving and exploring to do in the map and everything like that. So it's actually got some layers to it. So I remember back in the day, the creators of South Park, I think it's Matt Stone and Trey Parker, I believe. And they were talking about how, for the Stick of Truth, initially, how they had to make the town, like spatially, they had to decide where things go in relation to each other. Because in the show, it just like washes to the next location. But in the game, you have to be able to manually go to the other location, and they had to map it out. You know, like, where would the Chinese restaurant be? Where would the police station be? You know, where would the school be? You know what I'm saying? So they had to map that shit out and put some thought into it. I just thought that was pretty interesting. And it was a good, solid, like, 20-hour game. And maybe towards the end, you know, they probably could have shaved off, like, 4 hours or something like that. But it really held my attention and it held my interest, you know. That was a game where I would come home from work and I'd be, like, excited to play it. So I think they did a good job with that one. And it makes me want to see, like, it makes me want to see if South Park is doing, like, current episodes and if they're any good. I think they did, like, an Ozempic episode. So I think they're still going strong. And it's not for everybody. And it's crude. Even the title of the game is crude and everything. And it's very vulgar. Like, the character has, like, abilities based on farting and stuff like that. Like, he can go back in time. And so, like, ridiculous. It's definitely ridiculous. But there's just something about it that's just funny, dude. It's just funny. I don't really remember the Stick of Truth very well, but I think it was just strictly like turn-based. But this is actually grid-based, where you can knock someone back or you can switch places with them or stuff like that. And there's characters who are just like primarily support-based or range-based. You know, there's like a tank, you know what I mean? So there's actually like, it was actually a well-thought-out RPG. And I think, let me look this up. I think it was actually like a respected RPG house who designed these games. Here it just says Ubisoft San Francisco, but Stick of Truth was done by Obsidian. Okay, they're like a well-respected. That's like, what did Obsidian make? That's well-respected, man. Who the fuck did they make? Come on, where's your fucking games? So Obsidian made Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic 2, Neverwinter Nights, Fallout New Vegas, Pillars of Eternity. Like, that's a good RPG company, dude, to be making a South Park game. So it actually has some chops. I'm telling you, it's actually pretty good. Now, of course, that was Stick of Truth. This one just said Ubisoft or whatever. But, you know, this one, I think this one might have been better than the first one. I don't even know. So if they make another one, I would definitely play it. It was enjoyable. Just some funny things. You know how I said with, like, Costume Quest, like, you see your character walking down the street in this dinky little outfit, and then when the fight starts, you see it from their perspective and their imagination, and they're like this cool ninja, right? Like, it's a similar concept in South Park where they're having a fight, like, in the middle of the street, like they're fighting the 6th graders or whatever. You know what I mean? And they really think they're superheroes. And then the game will pause, dynamically it will pause, and a car will start honking at you, and you have to get out of the street so it can pass by. And it'll be like, you stupid kids. You know what I mean? And I was like, oh shit, this just happened right in the middle of gameplay. Like, it was very fluid. And that's just, you know, it's just so funny, man. Like, to be a child and that imagination, it just captures that, you know. It was a good game. I really liked it. I really liked it.